Hey guys, Jared here at Jared Vapes. I was going to do another review today because a lot of people tend to bash clones over authentics and say authentics are always better and this, and that. Personally, I've never had an authentic and a clone of the same thing or same variety, whatever you're going to call it. But I did pick up a clone from mountbakervapor.com that we're going to talk about. It comes in a snazzy little box, kind of plain, kind of not, it's kind of cool. Electronic cigarette mod, infinite, right on the box. So a little, clean cut box, open. Stingray X stainless steel. So it is the Stingray mod clone. I did not get the authentic. The clone will run you about $37.99 before shipping and handling. You get a couple things, goodies. Looks like a little 510 drip tip. Kind of cool, kind of snazzy. Goes with the mod. If you have a tank or something, well, I wouldn't use a tank. It's a mech mod, but or an RDA that accepts 510s. That'd be cool. I can't even tell you what this is. I believe it's possibly another positive post for the bottom. I'm not too sure. I haven't gotten that far into it yet. But here she is. Very, very light. This is the Stingray clone. Like I said, $37.99. Those are all have little grooves within there. And then it says Stingray. Which way? This way. Stingray. Now the cool thing about the Stingray, a couple things, is it is an 18650, 18550, and 18350 compatible. It is all of them. And I'm going to show you that right now, actually. The threading is not the greatest. Once again, it is a clone. I've never had the authentic. So see, right there, you can take that off. So now it's an 18550 mode. Or you can go even further and take this off. So now it's an 18350 mode. Getting the threads out is pretty easy if you do not over tighten. Putting them back together is kind of the challenge. You have to line them up. Oh, I nailed it that time. That worked perfect. The cool thing is you can't even see the compartments. I mean, you can, but you can't. You'd have to really know what you're looking for there. The top comes off, if I can hopefully get it off, because my hands are all sweaty and gross. I didn't think that part through very well here. Anyway, the top here comes off, and you can drop your battery right in. It does have your 510 right in there, pretty deep, so you're going to need an RDA with either an extendable pin or just a pretty long pin in general. Let's take the button off here. Talk about that for a minute. So here's your button. Nothing snazzy. Just your little silver plated pin here that makes direct contact with the battery. I do negative end on the bottom, especially for this. The high-end mech mods, it's an exception. And then you have this little swivel cap here, which is actually pretty nifty. That is your button locking option, I guess you could call it. So I'm going to put it all the way up. And then screw this back on here. I should be doing this up here. That makes more sense. And let's see, screw that in. I didn't even show the bottom of the mod yet. I am slacking. There's the bottom. I believe that is the serial number for the clone. It says 1916. So here's the cool thing I was talking about here. That middle piece. Right there. If you turn that all the way towards the button, now you can't fire your mod. So that's your locking mechanism, which is actually pretty cool. Because if you do leave it unlocked and place it, it will be kind of janky. So now, and I suggest not tightening this too much. It will be a pain to get out. So now the mod will fire. All you got to do is push it down. There's nothing there to make the contact right now, but that's it. That's all it takes. The one little complaint, and this is the only thing that I have for complaint for this mod. It doesn't get hot. And I'll take 15, 20 pulls at a time. It doesn't get hot at all, which is impressive. The button wiggles back and forth, which is a little weird. I don't know why it does that. It serves no purpose to the mod or to its function or to anything. It just kind of does. Maybe that's why it's a clone. I'm not too sure. So we're going to screw on a Doge V2 with a .22 build. And the separate part of this is going to be the And actually, hold on. That's why I need to get that top piece off. If I can get it off. So I can get my RDA to sit flush. Let's see if I can do this here. So my hands are all sweaty and shit. And once I can actually get this off, then I'm going to be doing the juice review. There we go. Yeah, once again, don't over tighten, because it's a pain to get out, man. You don't want to go down that road. So, and it's a floating pin, which is really nice on the top. So I'm going to screw this piece back on because I do want it in 18650 mode. I don't need it any lower with the amount I vape. Then you want to take the top piece here, screw in your RDA. You want to do that before you throw it on, so your RDA will sit flush, totally flush to the mod. And then you can screw it on, and if it doesn't go on all the way, that's fine. It's not too big of an issue. There we go. Okay, getting the threads. That's it. So, hold on. I don't know why that's not sitting flush now. I'm going to have to tamper with this for a minute here on camera. There we go, I guess. Let's bring that battery down. That's why. So I have this up. Now I'm going to screw this on. Screw that all the way up. And then this button goes on. And now the button will go as high as it can go. Perfect. So there's the mod. Totally flush, so you're going to make sure you screw on the top piece first, then drop the battery in, and you're good to go. It looks pretty slick on here. I'm not going to complain. This thing does hit like a train, mind you. Like I said, button's a little weird. It's a little too pressy for my liking. But for the juice review, it's going to be more of the You Got E-juices. I'm not going to vape all of them in front of you because I got 5 more of them. I needed to try all of them. There's still like 3 I need to get. This one is the Raspberry Candy. On the site, I believe it's like a raspberry with some other fruits and kind of like a hard candy kind of mix. You know, I said for a clone, this thing, it hits, man. What I get out of it is almost, if you're going to mix like a watermelon and a raspberry Jolly Rancher. Now, they are all 30/70. The only difference in the bottles is the flavor, where it says raspberry candy. Now, I'm not a big candy vape guy, never have been, but this is actually pretty decent. And then, you know, when you're done and you want to place your mod down, because you can't with this button because it's janky, I just bring this down here so that sits flush with the button. And now it can't fire. And now it can stand on its own, which is pretty sweet. So that is the Stingray clone and the Raspberry Candy by You Got E-Juice, which I give it like an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good juice. Could I do it all day? No, a little too sweet for that, but it is definitely good. Watermelon Rocks. It's another like watermelon kind of jawbreaker kind of ordeal. That's a pretty good one. Give that an 8 out of 10. Tropical Delight is not my cup of tea. This is supposed to be a pineapple and pomegranate mix. And the pomegranate definitely overpowers the pineapple, and I'm not a fan of pomegranate in general, so I was hoping it'd be mixed a little better. So I give that about a 6 out of 10. Cloud rates on all these are the same. I'd say like a 7 or 8 because they all are 30 PG, 70 VG. The lemon cheesecake is pretty good. It's more accentuates the cheesecake taste as opposed to the lemon. I wish there'd be a little more lemon in there. It is definitely vapeable and pretty good though. Give it like a 7. And the sugar cookie I give an 8. Tastes exactly like a sugar cookie. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not a cookie and milk. It's not a cookie with anything on top. It's just a sugar cookie. And, you know, for just a sugar cookie, definitely very, very good. I give this one an 8 out of 10 as well. I mean, you got to remember, these are 60 mils. You can get them on yougotejuice.com out of California. A 60 mil for $10.99. I believe they're raising it to $11.99 due to taxes. But still, 11, 12 bucks for 60 mil of juice that tastes fantastic. I mean, and I still have 4 120 mils of other flavors of these, and I love all of them. They're very good, other than the pomegranate one, just because pomegranate's not my cup of tea to begin with, but for people that like it, they probably will enjoy it because you do get a little bit of pineapple kick in there too. So this is Jared at Jared Vapes, and I hope this was, you know, informative. And if you're looking into getting a clone or a mech mod, this is a good place to start. It's very basic, very easy to learn how to do it. Very, very simple. And there's that raspberry cannon and the easy dripper. Yeah, not tough at all. Very easy to work, very easy to carry. Switch out the batteries, the button locking. All very simple. Definitely worth it compared to a tank. I'm not bashing tanks by any means. Vape what you need to. It's better than cigarettes. But I do definitely like this mech mod for a $37 clone. It works. It works well, too. I mean, I barely got to press it and starts firing right away. Excuse me. And the voltage drop on here is below a 0.1, so you're not going to lose too much power or anything like that. So definitely cool. Definitely worth checking out. And if you go on Not Baker Vapor, make sure you add your free 10 ml juice to the cart unless you're in certain states, because then they will not allow it due to vaping regulations. But in general, this clone, very, very nicely well done, especially for a clone, man. I don't know why people bash clones all the time, but if you know, you will get a gem like this where they work near flawless. And they're fantastic. So, once again, this is Jared at Jared Vapes, and thank you for watching.